And we're live.
And we're live. Hey guys, MoiveManJase here. How you going? Well, another Google Hangout discussion tonight. Really looking forward to doing one of these. The second in 2016, because I did do one with Sam, but the first one with one of my good friends that I've made on here, Gary G. Today we're going to be doing most anticipated movies in 2016. So we're really looking forward to doing that, and I'm really happy that Gary's joined me tonight. Tonight for me anyway. So yeah, Gary, really happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jase. So hi guys, I'm Gary from Gary G Reviews and Gary G Gaming. And yeah, new releases in 2016, one of the best years in movies, at least I think so, judging by all the awesome movies that are going to come out. So we are going to discuss that.
And just a quick note to all my viewers and people that are going to be watching, Happy New Year to all you guys. Hopefully it's going to be a good year for you, and you're going to watch really good movies, and hopefully it's a good year in the cinema for all of us. So we'll get on to what we're going to be doing today. Yeah, we're going to get on to some of the ones we're really looking forward to. We'll probably get on to other ones, some of the trailers we might have seen already, and maybe some of the ones we're not so looking forward to, judging on the trailer. So we'll do that. I guess the first thing to really talk about is, I guess 2016 is the year of like superhero movies, isn't it? There's a lot of superhero movies coming out. You know, for example, Batman versus Superman. I guess that's the first one we can start talking about. That comes out, and so what are you sort of looking for on that film, Gary? Like, are you looking forward to that one, or what's your thoughts on that?
No, actually, the first movie is Deadpool that's coming out.
Oh, Deadpool, yep.
Yeah, and actually every year is like a superhero movie year, because every year we have at least 2 superhero movies now. So I can't say that one year is particularly more of a superhero year compared to the previous ones, but we do have the biggest movie. At least I think so. It's the biggest movie that every person on the planet is waiting for it, and of course that's Batman v Superman. Because, you know, if you're growing up and watching DC cartoons and reading comics and all that, you will have to want to see Batman and Superman on the big screen. It's just like a dream for me for a lot of time, since I can remember, basically. But yeah, the first movie is Deadpool, and as a character, I love Deadpool. He's very funny, and I think that that's going to be a very good start to the superhero movie train this year. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm hoping that's going to be like funny with lots of action, cool scenes. I'm going to have to get over the blood and gore, but I think it's not going to be something like something that I can't watch or anything like that. I'm kind of getting more and more used to this, especially when I saw Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV series that just ended, actually. So I have a resistance now. So all those things. So I'm sure that Deadpool is going to be like super funny, and we'll give like a great start to the year, definitely. And what do you think about Deadpool, actually?
Deadpool, I have no idea of Deadpool. I don't know much about the character or anything about the trailer. I haven't really shown much interest in that at all. I think basically because I've just not been a huge superhero movie person. I've watched most of the Marvel movies, but I haven't really, they're not my favorite genre or my favorite things to watch. But, you know, I might see this movie, or I might just wait till it comes on Blu-ray. It's just, yeah, I haven't seen anything about it at all. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
nothing on Deadpool.
I just have not. I think with me, as I said, superhero movies are not my biggest interest. So, yeah, I just haven't looked at much about it, but it's something I might catch on Blu-ray. Like, it's not something I'd rush out to the cinema to see, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is going to be a good Deadpool. I think he's a pretty good actor. And
yeah, he's super big fan of Deadpool. So he should do a great job. But you know, Deadpool is the different superhero, so you might like him because he's very funny. He's super crazy. He's literally crazy, So he does like unconventional things that you won't expect, and he is a lot more funny than even Spider-Man. So he's constantly doing something super funny. He has no censorship. He just kills guys, shoot them in their, you know, in
Is
their.
he more of a vigilante, Gary? Is he more like a vigilante character, or what is he?
Well, he's doing superhero things because something is happening. I mean, he's not doing because he's very good. He's just doing it because something is threatening his girl or something else. But yeah, he is like a guy who will go and kill everybody without caring at all. So vigilante in a way, but he's not like the Punisher that consciously goes and kills everybody because they are criminals. He just kills everybody that are in his way, that are jerks. So he's punishing bad guys, but he's doing it because it's fun. So he's crazy. He's really,
That's cool.
really different.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe you've convinced me. Maybe I will write that down and give it a go, because it comes out here in February, so another month exactly. So yeah, it looks. I mean, I must admit, I like the look of the character. Like looking at the costume and the actual look of the Deadpool character, he really looks a cool looking character with his little knives, like samurai knives and stuff. So it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he has a massive healing factor. He can't really die, even if he chop off his head, he will still be alive. But he has a cancer that is spreading all over his body, and that's the only thing that keeps him alive, his powers of healing.
Okay.
But even they are not strong enough to clear up his face and everything, so he looks pretty bad underneath.
Okay.
So that's why he's all covered up.
Okay. Well, and I'll just make a note of this too, guys. If anyone is watching, I did have the question app set up, so you're welcome to ask questions as well while we're through on here live, so please do so and let me know your thoughts on Sean's here. Hey Sean.
Oh, hi Sean.
Hey, what's up?
Hey everybody. Well, we've got another very special guest here today, one of my very good friends, Sean, aka GoneHollowMedia. A very big film buff indeed, so I'm really looking forward to, really happy that he's on here as well, and I'm sure he'll be sharing his thoughts, because we've just started, so we've only done Deadpool so far, so I guess you reckon we'll move on now, Gary, to the next one?
Oh no, I think Sean maybe would like to say something about Deadpool if he's looking forward to the movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. I've not really read any of the comics and stuff, but I do know about the character, and I have seen like Wolverine Origins, and I do know like how funny he is and stuff. So I am excited for the movie, and the trailers look awesome. So that'll probably be the first film of 2016 I watch.
Very interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's possible for me as well, because it's coming out very soon. So maybe that is going to be my first movie as well.
Yeah, not for me. I'll probably the next.
And my headset just died.
All good, man. Yeah, I guess the next movie we can talk about, I guess, is Suicide Squad. That's another one that's coming out, I think, in March, or March here anyway. I'm really looking forward to that. I think mainly because of Jared Leto's Joker. I'm really looking forward to seeing that performance. Also, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I reckon that'll be really looks a cool character as well. And yeah, I always like the villains in movies, and this is about a supervillain like squad who's, it's a government secret mission, and it's a really interesting sort of storyline, and yeah, I just can't wait to see Jared Leto's Joker. From the trailer, it looks really like dark and psychotic, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing this one particularly. So what do you think, Gary, on this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. Suicide Squad is a must-see movie. Absolutely, I can't wait to see Batman in it. And also, of course, like you mentioned, Jared Leto, playing as the Joker. He looks like the real Joker that at least I imagine, like Joker being like, that watching the cartoons. He's more like closer to what I'm used to, I think. And of course, Harley Quinn is Margot Robbie. I mean, the opposite. She's look perfect. She's looking just perfect for this role. So I'm not like fan of villains and all that. Like Suicide Squad, I watched the cartoon movie, but since there's going to be Batman in it, and especially it's going to make the DC universe bigger, of course I'm super excited and want to see it, and I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting movie.
Very cool. Sean, what do you think about Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Suicide Squad because it's sort of like a completely different type of superhero movie. It's probably like the first big supervillain movie, you would say. I'm looking forward to Jared Leto, obviously, because the Joker's always an interesting character in every film that he's been in, so I'm hoping that Jared Leto can pull it off. And Margot Robbie looks like she's going to blow it away as well. She looks pretty awesome in the role. And I like the look of Killer Croc as well, so I'm excited to see him cause some chaos. But yeah, it looks really good, and the trailer was awesome, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think I've said this before in the discussion, but the Joker is probably my favorite, like villain, comic book villain for sure. He's just been my favorite, and everyone's done their, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and now Jared Leto. All their performances are really different, but I really appreciate and enjoy them all. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I like just from a little bit we saw in the trailer with him, it looks like he's done a really good interpretation of that character. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to the Suicide Squad. So that's definitely one.
How in March?
Actually, for me, I think it's March. It might be a little bit later. I'm not sure, but I think it's sort of closer, start of the year. I'm not exactly sure, but
apparently on Wikipedia it's now in August. It's ages away.
Okay, maybe Australia's getting a little. That wouldn't be. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's
August. 26th of August.
For you guys, yeah, we're getting it July. Okay, July.
Oh.
I know what I was thinking of another movie for March, but that's okay. So, anything else in Suicide Squad, Gary, or is that it?
No, I think that's it. And of course, we can proceed to Batman v Superman now, if you like.
And now we can finally get onto that, which that comes out in March, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting confused off. Yeah,
that's a lot sooner than I thought. I swear it was like June or summertime, but oh well, March is better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's the most anticipated movie of my life, next to Avatar. Which is going to be next year.
You kick it off then with your thoughts on that one first off, because it's your one.
Yeah, well, judging by the trailers and all that, the movie is going to be like super huge, of course, but they did say that it's going to be something else, not only that big villain that we saw in the end. If you saw the trailers, you guys saw the trailers, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't want to spoil anything because some people don't like to watch the trailers because it appears that they did spoil a big chunk of the movie, but Zack Snyder said that it's going to be even another villain and a lot more to the movie, so hopefully that's the case, and that Wonder Woman is going to have like a little cameo in the movie. She's not, it's not like the Justice League, so the focus is going to be on Batman v Superman. Their feud, and hopefully that's going to be most of the movie, although I don't mind lots of characters in movies, as long as I see superheroes and they're talking on the screen and they're such iconic superheroes like Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. I just have no problems with that, so I'm probably going to be very happy with this, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm just going to say that that's my most anticipated movie of any year so far.
Okay, wow, that's a big call. When I saw the trailer, I was actually a little bit disappointed, just because I thought the trailer probably showed a little bit too much. I thought it just showed, maybe it hasn't, but just to me it looked like it showed pretty much the beginning, middle, and end, like meeting Superman, Batman and Superman meeting, and then fighting and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'll be honest here. Like, I'll use Faligai's line. I'm going to be honest with you. Superman has never been like a huge. I've never been a huge fan of Superman, and I haven't really enjoyed any of the Superman movies at all. Like Man of Steel, I didn't really enjoy, and even those old ones, I was never a huge fan. I'm a huge Batman fan for sure. I think Ben Affleck looks pretty good in the role. I think it's a good fit for him, and I like the bat suit and how it looks. But yeah, I'd rather, to be honest, in my opinion, I'd rather just have a single Batman movie. I don't need the two Batman and Superman things to combine. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I prefer just to see another Batman movie. But yeah, that's just me. So I'm definitely going to see it in the big screen because I can see it's one of those movies that will look awesome, like 3D in the big screen. But yeah, my anticipation is not as high as Gary's, obviously. So Sean, what do you think about Batman Superman?
Well, it's definitely the biggest film of the year, but it's also got the most riding on it, and I think it's the one I'm most worried about, to be honest, about it being as good as I expect. But I thought the first trailer was really good, and then this latest trailer that came out, yeah, it obviously gave a lot of stuff away, and I don't know, it seemed like the whole tone has changed since like the last trailer, so I was expecting something a little bit more like Man of Steel and like the Dark Knight series, but it seems to be a lot more like light-hearted and
yeah, exactly.
Which is not a bad thing, but I did really enjoy the Dark Knight like tone. But,
yeah, I agree with you there. The Dark Knight trilogy, especially, well, all of them were very gritty and raw and they were just
like grounded in reality.
Exactly, they were very dark films, and this one does look a little bit a light-hearted tone, which brings more to the younger audiences, I guess. I like the raw, gritty. I want to see like brutal fights, and that's just me because I'm this age. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I think it'll be a good movie, but I don't know. I'm just really worried about it. But I'm definitely gonna watch it when it comes out, because who isn't gonna see the film?
That's very strange, guys. I mean, everyone says that it's too dark, life's too dark, Superman is dark, what's all that grittiness and darkness, and you're saying like it's too light and...
We like it. We like the darkness. Molding.
Yeah, I like the darkness, but I mean, this movie looks dark. I don't know how it looks light to you.
Well,
Avengers are light, I mean...
I think it's just like the comedy aspect of it. It might not be like that in the actual movie, but the trailer kind of like made out to be like a sort of like a comedy, if you get me. Like the way Batman was pronouncing his lines and stuff. But that's just me. It's just my opinion.
I'm sure that is going to be just like something to add, like a little bit of spice to the movie. It's not going to be the main vibe of the movie, like in the Avengers, because how things are in real life, you have drama and tragedy, but you also have a little bit of humor, where it's in the right place at the right time. So for me, it's just bringing more realistic tone to their relationship as person to person. So for me, it's normal. But of course, we're going to see how it's going to be.
Batman looks amazing. Like, I love the suit, and I love how like jacked he is. He looks like an awesome Batman. So that's a pro for me.
Yeah, he looks the best.
But what do you think of Ben Affleck as Batman, and who has been your favorite Batman actor so far?
A question for both of us?
Both of you guys.
Okay, well, for me, it probably is going to be Ben Affleck, although no one is like enough worthy for me to play Batman, because no one is like in the comics. I mean, no one looks like the comics, and because Superman is supposed to be looking like Batman in terms of physical appearance, face, eyes, even hair. They're very similar, and that is never made to be this way in the movies, even on cartoons as well. They're very similar, so that always bothered me that Batman's not looking so, Superman-y. I mean, like Bruce Wayne's supposed to be looking like, but I think Batman looks the closest, at least when he's in the costume. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's not really looking Bruce Wayne-y to me. He's not that, handsome, pretty, that I'm used to, again, from what I have created in my head from the comics, what I'm seeing from the comics and from the cartoons. So no one's ever got real close to what I imagined Batman to be, what I've seen. So yeah, but I think that at least Ben Affleck is playing him, and he's looking in the costume as close as possible to Batman. So yeah, I think he's going to be the best.
Okay, I would say the Batman Begins version, Christian Bale version, was like a really good one. Like before he started growling all the time, I thought he was really good in the role in Batman Begins. Yes, especially like the Bruce Wayne character as well. And other than that, I quite actually liked Michael Keaton, the way he played Bruce Wayne and Batman as actually different characters instead of just like sort of similar, but they were like completely different in the first two Batman films, which was quite good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Sean. I reckon Michael Keaton was, in my opinion, still the best Batman. Like, he was really good in the '89 one and Batman Returns as well. He did both, as you said, Batman character and Bruce Wayne, like, really good. But Christian Bale did an amazing job as well, to be honest. I probably like Christian Bale more as Batman rather than with Bruce Wayne. Like, yeah, I felt Michael Keaton's probably a little bit better as Bruce Wayne, but they both did amazing, and yeah, we'll see what Ben Affleck has to offer. He's done a lot of good movies himself, and this is a little bit new for him, so interesting. I mean, I did do that Daredevil superhero movie a long time ago, but I don't really want to mention that. It was just a terrible movie in my opinion. But I think he'll be good. I think he will be pretty good in this one. But yeah, I'm sort of going in not that excited, because I'd rather see a single Batman movie, but that's just me. So enough of that one. I guess another superhero movie that we can talk about is Captain America: Winter Soldier, which comes out I think in May. So I really enjoyed the Winter Soldier. That was probably one of my favourite Marvel movies of all time, to be honest. I really enjoyed it, and from looking at the trailer, this is one that does have those like raw emotion and a little bit gritty and all that sort of stuff. This one looks, for me, out of all the superhero movie trailers I've seen, this one looks the best in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to it, and I love to see all the characters in there as well. Scarlett Johansson's in that one, and obviously Iron Man, Tony's. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in it, and yeah, it just looks a really, really good film. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. Probably, as I said, more so than all the other ones. What do you think, Gary, on that one?
Well, first of all, it says 24 August 2000. Oh, that's a mistake because it says 2015, and on the poster it says May 6th. So have to double check on that. But maybe that's my second most anticipated movie of this year, because after this year I love Marvel, and I'm really excited to see how Captain America is going to deal with all those things happening and everyone against him pretty much. I mean, some of the superheroes are going to be to his side, but still going against Iron Man is going to be tough, and I really looking forward to see their dynamic and their arguments from one side of the the conflict, and from the other side to see what will happen. So I'm super excited, and also really excited to see Agent Carter in it. Although I really wish they put her in some kind of a chamber and make her young again, so we can see her on the big screen as well. But the TV show is also coming, so I'm super excited for that. Yeah, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. while they are on their hiatus, going to definitely watch Agent Carter in the meantime. So yeah, this movie is, of course, super anticipated, no doubt about it.
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. This really is like the biggest year of superhero movies. It's got to be. There's got to be so many in 1 year. But yeah, I'm really excited for Captain America: Civil War because, like you said, I thought Winter Soldier was one of the best ones in a long time. I love the whole espionage spy sort of and into it, and I like the connection with Bucky and Captain America. So I'm excited to see where that goes now that Bucky's kind of on a different side. And yeah, it's got all the characters in it. If you've seen the trailer, are we okay to say things that were in the trailer?
Yep. Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, well, we've got Black Panther in it. That'll be Black Panther's first appearance, I'm guessing. We've got War Machine in there, and Tony Stark, and a woman from the Avengers who can manipulate people's minds. I can't remember what she's called. So we got the whole. It's sort of like a mini. Yeah, Scarlet Witch. So it's kind of like a mini Avengers movie, if you will, and it just looks really good. And I can't wait to see the face-off between Tony and Steve.
Into my next question. My question is, who do you think will win in the fight between Captain America and Iron Man, and who is your favorite out of those two?
Damn.
To both of you guys again.
I think Steve could take Tony down.
You reckon Captain
Just
America?
punch him in his heart and he'll die.
Yeah, I think as well it's absolutely possible for Captain America to take down Iron Man. Why not? I mean, he's very strong guy, and he's smart, and he has some pretty good moves. So yeah, agility, strength, brains, everything. So why not? I mean, it's totally possible. I can be on a certain side at this moment because I love both. But in a way, Captain America is more right. At least that's how it looks from this side, and he's the more moral guy. So maybe he's going to be right, and maybe he's going to win. Not sure, but yeah, both of course is possible. I mean, it's possible Iron Man to beat Captain America, and vice versa.
Yeah, I agree. Captain America.
I'll just say that there's 100% going to be villains in the movie. Like, it's definitely not just going to be like this civil war the whole way through, just like Batman versus Superman. It was never just going to be Batman versus Superman. So the way the story's going to unfold, it's going to be a lot more complex than what we've seen, and I'm glad that they haven't showed anything like that in the trailer so far. And Spider-Man's making a cameo, so that should be good as well.
Spider-Man, yes. We need
Oh,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, I agree. I think, just going back to my question, Captain America is probably my favorite. I like him more than Iron Man. I didn't really like the Iron Man movies as much, but I like Captain America a little bit more. But yeah, I guess that ends with that one. As I said, one of my favorite superhero ones. Looking forward to, I guess, another superhero movie going to come out is X-Men: The Apocalypse, which comes out here in the US in May, the end of May. So. Really looking forward to that again because I'm a pretty big X-Men fan. I'd say after Batman, the X-Men probably my next favorite sort of superheroes. Really loved the older ones as well, but these new ones, the last couple, First Class and Days of Future Past, were really good movies. Really love how it's so a combination of all the characters, and Michael Fassbender is awesome as Magneto, James McAvoy. Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique is really good, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing this next X-Men because I love the X-Men movies. So, Gary, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, totally. I'm also X-Men fan, so I'm just super happy for this. One more like superhero movie, so I'm all up for that. I'm not as excited as Batman v Superman or Captain America in Civil War, but I'm still like super excited to see this, and the trailer looks amazing. I have absolutely no complaints about this. I'm all up for it.
Very cool indeed. Sean, what did you think about this one?
I'd say this was one of my more anticipated movies of the year actually, but like with Batman vs Superman, well, I have a little bit more faith in this one, but I'm also a bit worried as well because Apocalypse, the character, is one of my favourite villains in the entire series. Like, I used to watch the cartoon when I was a kid, and Apocalypse was always like the big bad of the whole show. And if that's anything to go by in this film, it's probably going to be like the end of the series, the biggest and the baddest. So he's being played by Oscar Isaac, which he's a great actor, so I have faith in him. But I'm a little bit worried. But from the trailer, it does look awesome, and yeah, it's one of my most anticipated, I would say, probably in the top 3 movies of the year.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac has really jumped up in the acting game, with Star Wars, and another really good one he was in fairly recently is A Most Violent Year from last year. That was a really good movie. So yeah, Oscar Isaac he's in the A game now. I think he's really stepped up, and obviously Michael Fassbender is just, as I said, one of my favourite actors of all time. He's a good actor. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this X-Men, and I'll definitely probably have a little bit of a marathon of all the X-Men movies again, because it has been a little bit of time since I've seen all of them. What is going on to X-Men just quickly? What is your favourite X-Men movie out of all of them?
The last one or the previous one? I'm not sure right now. Which one was the last one? Oh yeah.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, so that one is my favorite.
Okay. Interesting. Sean?
I would probably say the same, actually. I thought they've been... First Class was really good. That was like a great... Would you say it's a reboot, or...
No, sort of.
No.
A little bit of a reboot, or sort of a continuation a little bit.
Different
It's like a
alternate
prequel.
timelines. So.
It's more like a prequel
Yeah.
because it shows all the characters as younger, so it's more like a prequel, and then Future Past kind of sealed all that with the past and previous
I would
versions
say
of
the
the
last
characters.
two. Then I would definitely say Days of Future Past was the most enjoyable one in a while, and I actually really liked the last Wolverine movie. If you count that, the one with the samurai. That was really good as well.
I love that movie, actually. Must see that again. I really enjoyed that last Wolverine. The first one was really bad. The first one was shit. I didn't like that one at all. But yeah, I agree. But I must say, I must go back to the very old X-Men ones, X-Men 1 and X-Men 2. Really love those two. Still had a lot of great fun with those movies. Just enjoyed them, seeing all these characters, and I loved Ian McKellen as Magneto. And yeah, I just enjoyed those earlier ones. So that's still those newer ones are good as well. So yeah, as I said, really looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah,
So,
although I'm the opposite. I like the previous Wolverine movie and not the last one, which I'm the opposite. Yeah, just the fact that he returned his bone claws, I was like, oh, not this again. But that's not the only problem. Just overall, I kind of did not dig the movie a lot, but it was overall fun, of course. But just something was missing, at least for me. I forget what I said in my review, but it was so long ago. Maybe I should watch it again. Who knows?
Okay, very cool indeed. I guess the next one I'll talk about, which comes out, I know it's already come out in America, but it comes out here next week, and I'm not sure if you guys, UK and Bulgaria, but The Hateful Eight, Tarantino's new movie. As I said, I'm a pretty big Tarantino fan. I'm very big. I love, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown's probably my favourite, Inglourious Basterds, Django. This one looks a little bit like a Western again, which I really love. Ennio Morricone's doing the soundtrack again, which he's a great composer, did all those spaghetti westerns. And I haven't read too much reviews, but it looks a really good movie. Like, it looks a little bit like Reservoir Dogs and Django, and it looks good. All the old actors in it. Samuel Jackson, of course. Michael Madsen's in it. Kurt Russell. That guy from Nebraska, Bruce Dern. It looks a really good, funny film, and of course there's going to be a lot of great dialogue in it because Tarantino is a master of that. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing. I know there's going to be a lot of shootouts and all those bloody scenes, but there's going to be a lot of funny things happening there as well. And there probably will be a little cameo of Tarantino himself as well, I'm sure, somewhere. So,
hopefully not with an Australian accent.
Yeah, hopefully not with an Aussie accent, because that was pretty damn bad. John Jarratt was there, which you should have just had John Jarratt there. You didn't need him to be in that, but I'm sure he'll be in there somewhere, probably as like a barman or something. So, so that comes out next week, so technically it's still 2016. So, what do you guys
Although
think
it's
of that?
2015 movie. It's a 2015 movie.
It is, but it doesn't come out here 2016, so I'm still waiting to see it, so it still counts. How about you guys about that? What do you think about that one?
I'm going to be very quick. I don't care, basically, about Tarantino movies much.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
On to Sean.
Okay. Me, I'm the opposite. I love Tarantino movies. They're all awesome, I think. At least all of his movies are at least good. Most of them are great, at least good. With this one, to be honest, I did like Django, but I've only seen the trailer for it once. I've not actually put too much research into it, so I don't actually know that much about it. And it's kind of it came out in December thing, so it kind of passed me by. But I definitely will watch it, and I know it will be great. But it just hasn't been on my radar. It's kind of passed me by. But yes, I have no doubt in it, and it's always going to have great dialogue, and it's going to be funny, and it's going to have a lot of violence, and it's just, I'll check it out when it comes out on Blu-ray most likely. But yeah. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the cinema. A little tidbit about that film. The movie The Thing by John Carpenter. Well, what happened was Ennio Morricone did soundtrack for that, but then John Carpenter took over and did his own soundtrack for the thing. So in this movie, Tarantino has taken Ennio Morricone's soundtrack for the thing and he's put it in this film, so that's going to be cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Ennio Morricone soundtrack.
Does it sound like the old? Does it sound like the Thing soundtrack?
I haven't heard it all yet because I haven't seen the movie and haven't heard the soundtrack. So I've heard one of the songs. It sounds really good. So I have to wait and see for that one. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that. Really looking forward to seeing that.
The Thing is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it.
Great John Carpenter film for sure. I guess another one that's come out next year, I guess a little bit of buzz about because it was one of my sort of childhood movies growing up, a very guilty pleasure movie, and that is the second Independence Day, their resurgence coming out this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is going to be hopefully like the first one, but a little bit like a modern taste, bigger and maybe more deep, but we'll see. That's like saying too much, but who knows.
Yeah, what I really expected about this from the trailer, directed by Roland Emmerich, he's doing this one as well, and this one comes out about, I think, mid-June. It says about mid-June, so that's cool. It's really good that Jeff Goldblum is coming back in this film because he really made the first one, in my opinion. I really loved his character. It's a lot of humour, and he's just a really intelligent guy, so I really liked him. And then they also got Bill Pullman, who played the president. He's in it as well, which is really good. So I'm glad they did bring back some of the old cast for this one. Really looks, from the trailer, looks really good effects. And yeah, I hope it's going to have some of that old charm as the first one did. Like, the first one had a little bit of humour and funny dialogue, so I hope this one has a little bit of that as well. While being a really fun adventure science fiction movie too. So yeah, I'm definitely curious about it because since I grew up with the first one in the mid-90s. So yeah, what do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it actually. It's kind of been underground for a while, and then it just popped up with this trailer, and it's coming out in a few months, so it's kind of like all new. But I really enjoyed the trailer, and yeah, Jeff Goldblum's back. No Will Smith, unfortunately, but by the looks of the trailer, it looks like it's keeping the same tone as the first one, which is good. The action looks awesome, a lot more bigger. It looks bigger and more badass, basically. But I'm kind of hoping, the one thing I'm hoping for is that there's more, maybe like on the ground fighting, of actually like seeing more of the aliens, because that was something I really liked in the first one that we saw. Like we only saw a couple of the aliens and they didn't really get to do much. So I think it'd be awesome if we got to see some like a little big battle scene with like loads of soldiers and the actual aliens in their big exosuits. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Will Smith apparently had a big stick up his ass, so that's why he decided not to participate in the movie. He was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing this. This is like stupid. I'm not coming back." And they decided to, make up his son or something else, something like character to replace him. So we'll see how that goes. But of course, he will add a lot of cool things to the movie and like a feel to the movie. But, Will Smith. So.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, it sounds like we're all looking forward to that one. I guess the next one we can talk about, since we're just off the big Star Wars hype, there's going to be Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is going to be coming out at the end of the year. I don't know much about this one. I haven't heard too much about Rogue One at all. Just looking on IMDb, I know they've got some actors. Felicity Jones is going to be in it. Mads Mikkelsen, Forrest Whitaker. So, there's going to be a few good actors in this. Anyone else? No. So I have no idea what this one's going to be about. It just says here, rebels set out on a mission to steal the plans for the Death Star. So God knows.
Yeah, that basically covers it.
Yeah, that pretty much covers the movie. I said I think we're all pretty big Star Wars fans here, right? So just be curious to see it. I'm sort of like Vince was talking about this yesterday. I sort of feel that maybe they're oversaturating the Star Wars sort of universe, like releasing a film like year after year. I'm really more looking forward to seeing the Episode 8 and like continuing with that story rather than seeing something like this. But I'll see it anyway because I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. But yeah, I'm just not sure if that's that necessary to do all that. But whatever, I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
Well, this is, this night is not the main movie like Star Wars Episode 8, so they just like to keep the Star Wars train going. So this is just something as a filler between the stories, and I don't have anything against that because it is going to give us like something else to expand the Star Wars universe more, the cinematic universe. So. I'm not sure it's going to be as big or as interesting as Episode 7 was, but I'm up to see and I'm open to see this movie and, check the story out and see how it is. So I have nothing against it, at least not for now.
Okay, Sean, how about you?
Okay, like you said about the oversaturation, I'm actually in the opposite boat for this one. Like, with Marvel and stuff, they have so many films a year, but if I'm correct, this will be the first live-action Star Wars movie that isn't part of the actual franchise. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this will be like their chance to maybe show a different part of the universe that we haven't seen before. And Marvel have proved that they can put out a good film year after year if it's got the right the right crew and the right writers and stuff. So Star Wars is like such a big franchise to mess up. Like, I know a lot of people hate the prequels and stuff, but I think they've learned all the lessons from that now, and like they have to make a good movie. So I do have quite big hopes for it, even though I've no idea what it's about. But Mads Mikkelsen's an awesome actor, so if he's like one of the lead roles, I think it'd be pretty good. I just hope they're not in Rogue Squadron, like TIE fighters, the entire X-wings, even the entire like film. I hope there's some actual other elements to the film. You get me? But I'm looking forward to it.
And obviously, you haven't seen The Force Awakens yet, so we can't really go on that. So I know Gary loves Force Awakens, don't you, Gary?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, you love it. Yeah, you need to see it. Gary loves the movie, and I'm in the middle. So yeah, it's a good movie.
I'll try to watch it next week.
Next week, okay. So yeah, that's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The next one that comes out, well, I know we're not going really in order here, but it doesn't really matter. They're doing I think they're doing like a remake or a sequel to Ghostbusters. I haven't heard too much about that, but I know they're doing, Chris Hemsworth's going to be in it. Sigourney Weaver, actually, from Aliens, is going to be in it. Dan Aykroyd, and I think Dan Aykroyd's actually writing it.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yep, you're right, Melissa McCarthy.
Is this the same movie, or is there two? I swear I read there was like two going ahead. One with an all-female cast, and one with some of the old cast, like a different movie. I'm not sure.
Well, I think this one's got Chris Hemsworth and also got Dan Aykroyd. So I think this one might be the one.
I think like this movie like the start of it, and then from this they're going to create an all-male cast. Maybe that's the idea, because I heard that they're going to create two, but now I think that this is going to be like the starting point, and the other movies, if there's more movies, are going to be like spin-offs of this. So maybe something like this will happen, since they decided to include Chris Hemsworth, who was supposed to be the main character from the male cast. So maybe that's happening.
Yeah, who knows? I'll be honest with you, I wasn't that huge into the Ghostbuster movies, like the first and second one, the older ones. Never really got into it at all. It was something that didn't really attract to me at all. During the first one, obviously in the early 80s, 84, and then a sequel as well. There's something that I'll probably catch maybe on Blu-ray at one point, but I'm not going to rush out to see this. I really haven't got a huge amount of interest in it, to be honest with you. I don't. It's sometimes a little bit silly. I think this one could go a little bit silly and a little bit stupid rather than anything else. So I don't really have high hopes for this one, to be honest with you. What are you guys? Any other thoughts on that one?
I haven't really seen the previous Ghostbusters movie, so I'm more excited for this because I love Melissa McCarthy and most of the cast, Sigourney Weaver as well, so I'm going to be very happy to see all those in one place. Other than that, maybe I have to see the old ones like I usually do when I'm going to see a new installment of a movie or a franchise, something like that. So we'll see. But for now, I'm excited to a point for this movie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you like comedy horror movies, you'll probably enjoy Ghostbusters. I'd say I just was never into a lot of comedy movies in the first place. So yeah, it does nothing for me. Sean, how about you?
Okay, I like the first two Ghostbusters movies. I think they're pretty awesome, like for when they came out. What's it called? What's the guy in it? The guy from Groundhog Day. What's he called?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Like Bill Murray makes those movies, in my opinion. It's just like got really dry humor. It's really witty, and it's just a great 80s movie, Ghostbusters. But honestly, with this one, I have no interest at all. I probably will check it out, but just from like the screenshots and what I've read about it, I have no excitement for it because I remember they were actually working on Ghostbusters 3 a while back, and they had a script and it had like all the old guys back in it again, and it sounded like it was going to be awesome, but then it kind of got cancelled, and now we got this new one and with an all-female cast, and it's just seems a lot different than what I was hoping for what it was going to be originally. But I'm still going to check it out probably not at the cinema, but who knows? It could be good, but I think it's going to be like a new, instead of being like the old movies, it's going to end up being like a Transformers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type of franchise.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Which went right down. I guess the next one we can talk about, maybe, or I guess because you two guys are more gamers than me, but the Assassin's Creed movie, Michael Fassbender.
Yay.
In December. I knew Gary would be looking forward to this. Yeah, it comes out in December. Yeah, obviously Michael Fassbender is, as I said before, a really great actor. Looks a really good cast in this one. Marion Collard, she was in Inception and The Dark Knight Rises. Brendan Gleeson, Jeremy Irons, really good cast. And obviously I've just started playing the Assassin's Creed video games, and I really enjoyed those games. And I like the idea of this like master assassin character. And yeah, I guess Gary, you probably can talk more about it than me, but yeah, Assassin's Creed, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one.
Oh yeah, indeed. Well, yeah, actually this movie, I will believe the movie, I mean that it exists like when I see it, because right now I'm like, oh my gosh, I really dream about Assassin's Creed movie. But it's not, I know that it's coming, but I can't believe it yet. I'm very excited about this. Although Michael Fassbender, I always feel like he's too old for this role. I can't imagine like someone younger, because Assassin's Creed games are always with somebody a lot younger than him. Nothing against him, of course, but just it doesn't fall into those what the games presented, and also his costume doesn't really match anything that we saw, but we have no idea exactly what time period and how everything's going to be. So for now, as always, I like to keep an open mind before I judge something. So I just want to see a trailer so I can have more of an idea of the movie. But for now, I'm just excited, and I will believe it when I see it. Basically.
That's strong.
We're on Assassin's Creed still? Yeah, I have quite high expectations for this. I know that a lot of the video game movies don't really work out as well as the franchise, because it's hard to put a video game story into like a 2-hour movie. But Michael Fassbender's in it, and I believe he was like sort of like a producer at one point, or he was involved with like the writing maybe. But I don't really know what the story is about in this film, because they haven't really given too many details away, I don't think. Originally I thought he was going to be the character of Desmond, or if he was going to be playing both, but I don't really know if this is following the game's story or if it's a completely different assassin than any of them. If it's a brand new story, but it's got a great cast.
Different. It's going to be like completely different.
Is it going to be like, is the Animus and stuff going to be in it? Is it going to be out of the Animus as well, or is it all going to be in the assassin story, do you think?
I'm not sure about that, particularly about the Animus, but he's not going to be Desmond. He's just going to be a totally different character, following his own Destiny and all that. So I don't know how far that is going to be from the video game, but they want to create something different.
Yeah. Well, I think it has potential to be really good, especially if it's like I like those type of movies where there's sort of like the revenge movies where they have like a big like The Crow. He has like a big gang of people that he has to like kill. So if you kind of work that with this Assassin's Creed, it's going to be like Fassbender taking down this whole like allegiance of bad guys one at a time. I think that would be pretty awesome, especially if he's using all like these skills and the weaponry from the games. Like I think it has potential to be one of the better video game adaptations in a long time. So I'm looking forward
definitely.
to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Okay, moving on from that. The next one is, well, it's untitled yet, but it's the fifth Bourne film, the Jason Bourne films with Matt Damon, which I was really big into, especially the trilogy. I reckon Matt Damon was really perfect as Jason Bourne the spy, and, obviously I'm a huge 007 fan, and Bond will always be my favourite series of all time and favourite spy of all time, but Jason Bourne is a second for sure. I really loved just those, especially Bourne Identity, which is a really good spy thriller. Just really good tense moments and cat and mouse sort of stuff, and I'm really having big hopes for this one, because I'm glad Paul Greengrass, who did, I think he did Bourne Supremacy and Bourne Ultimatum, he's back. Obviously Matt Damon's back, because the fourth one, Jeremy Renner wasn't that great. He was obviously missing Matt Damon, because you just get used to the character and stuff. That Julia Stiles, who was in I think all of them, as well as one of the agents, she's going to be in it, and Tommy Lee Jones I think is going to be in it as well. So really looking forward to these Bourne movies. Always great soundtracks too, I must admit, and this very exciting films, and I'm glad, as I said, Matt Damon's agreed to do another one of these. They're good, some of the best action spy thriller films of all time in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, I watched the previous not Bond, Jason Bourne movie, but it wasn't really with him. I mean, it was with not Jeremy. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a bad movie, but I haven't really seen the previous ones. Kind of just watched a few moments when they're on TV, but never saw a whole Bond, not Bond again. Jason Bourne movie, so I'm like, I'm not sure what to think, but I'm not that excited or anything, just I like that a good franchise like this is coming out, but maybe I really have to catch up on the old movie, so for now that is what I have to do, and we'll see about the new movie then.
Okay. Sean, what do you think of the new Bourne movie?
Okay. Well, I love the first one. I've seen the first one quite a lot of times. It's a really good one. The second one, Supremacy, I've tried to watch so many times, and it's just one of those movies where I'll get about halfway through and I'll just completely zone out and I don't know what's going on. I still don't know the entire story of that one, but I've tried so hard to watch it. And I've never got around to watching the Ultimatum. I have them all. I have 1 to 4 box set, which I should probably get through watching them all again. But like I said, I love the first one, and Jason Bourne and Matt Damon's back, so it probably will be good. It'll probably be pretty awesome. If it's anything like the first one, it'll be really good. And I heard the third one is the best one from a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd go for the first still, but third is pretty good. Yeah. Okay.
So
I'd still go first.
I guess I need to watch the rest of them. I don't really need to watch the fourth one, but I'll watch it anyway because I own it. So I don't have any hopes or expectations for it, but if it's anything like the old ones, I assume it's going to be pretty good. So Matt Damon's a great actor, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Bourne 5.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that I'll be seeing in the cinema for sure. So yeah, that's that one. The next one, another sort of series is Star Trek Beyond. That's another Star Trek movie. I can't say a lot about Star Trek because I haven't virtually seen many Star Trek movies at all, or the TV shows or anything. I was never into Star Trek much at all. Star Wars, obviously, I was much more into. I haven't even seen the ones with J.J. Abrams, the sort of newer ones, so I can't really comment much on this. So I don't really have any anticipation for it because I haven't seen any of it. So I guess you guys, are you looking forward to it, or you've seen Star Trek?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the previous two movies. Fortunately, J.J. Abrams will not be directing this one. But I love Star Trek. I mean, before when I was, a baby, I preferred maybe Star Trek a little bit more just because I seen TV shows and all that. But now I prefer Star Wars. But as big screen movies, they're awesome. So definitely, I'm expecting Star Trek. So yeah, it's awesome. The movie looks awesome. I mean, the trailer looks pretty fun. Kind of more like Guardians of the Galaxy vibe from the trailer. That was kind of odd. I mean, it's just like they're copying it in a big way with the music and the style of everything. But I think that it's going to be pretty fun. So I'm all up for Star Trek.
Sean?
Okay. Well, I've obviously watched maybe a couple of episodes of the TV show. Like, you must have flicked through and watched a little bit of one at least. But I never really got into the TV show, and I never really got into the older movies. But I did love the J.J. Abrams movies, the first one and the second one. I thought they were both good. I watched the trailer for this new one, and it really threw me off because it seems so different from the other two in tone. But that was obviously the trailer. The music from the trailer was sabotaged by the Beastie Boys, and that was in the J.J. Abrams' first Star Wars Trek film as like part of one of the scenes. So I'm guessing it's like, I don't know why they chose that song, but I don't know. It just really made the trailer seem more of like a Guardians of the Galaxy, like humor-filled film instead of like a big space epic. But that's only a trailer, and I'm assuming that it's going to be good because the last two were pretty good. So I do think it's going to be good. I just don't really have anything to go by from that trailer until I see more. So that's my thoughts on Star Trek Beyond, I think it's called.
Very interesting. Yeah, just a quick question here. I think it was obviously directed at me, but I can ask you guys anyway. Why do you like DC more than Marvel? And I guess, what is your favourite out of DC and Marvel? Well, I think the reason why I like DC more, pretty much because I like Batman. That's my favourite one. I just like the darker tones to some of the DC characters. And Batman, I just love that sort of vigilante character. I haven't seen a lot of the other DC movies, I guess you could say. Obviously Marvel's been more, but yeah, Batman's such a great universe, the Batman universe, with all the great villains as well. The Joker obviously being one of them. He's my favourite, as I mentioned, supervillain comic book character of all time. So yeah, I don't know, I just like Batman more, so that's why. So for you guys, what's your favourite, Marvel or DC?
Well, I prefer DC a little bit more just because I grew up with DC a little bit more. I watched the Superman cartoon, the Batman cartoon. They were super awesome. And DC was the first comic book company to come out with a superhero that was Superman and Batman. So they started the whole thing. And I kind of feel more that they have that, the first seed vibe kind of thing. And I just more, like their ways, the way that their stories are constructed more. Of course, they're superheroes, like Wonder Woman as well. So the whole DC vibe, how DC feels as superheroes, a superhero world, I just prefer it a little bit more over Marvel. But I also super love Marvel. I grew up with the Iron Man cartoons, Spider-Man, Captain America had some cameos in Spider-Man, but I was always more familiar with DC, so I totally love both, don't get me wrong, but I just feel more connected to DC, maybe because also they were first, and maybe because I just feel them a little bit more than Marvel. And Superman is Superman, also.
No, of
Because
course.
he's the one and the first superhero, literally the first superhero.
Exactly. How about you, Sean? DC or Marvel?
DC or Marvel? That's quite a tough one because they are very different types of movies, I think. I think DC has the stronger movies overall. Most of them anyway, but I think Marvel has the most fun and the best characters and the best, just have the more enjoyable, the more easy to watch, more like a comedy, more action and stuff like that. But I think The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, even The Dark Knight Rises, and The Watchmen are all like really awesome movies.
Watchmen was a really dark, gritty movie. I like Watchmen. Yeah, I must admit, good film. Yeah, so yeah, that's good. I guess moving on to a very popular or animated movie. The first one was anyway, and that is, I'm not sure if you guys have any interest in this, but Finding Dory, which is I guess the sequel to Finding Nemo, whatever it is. I was pretty big into. I did enjoy Finding Nemo. It's probably one of the best Pixar movies. Obviously not as good as Toy Story, but yeah, I did enjoy Finding Nemo. I must admit, it was quite funny and just it was a pretty decent Pixar movie. I'm not really huge into the animated Pixar movies, but and this is probably one I probably won't go to the cinema to see, but I might check it out on Blu-ray because all these Pixar movies look amazing on Blu-ray anyway. So, but yeah, it's something that I'll probably check out. As I said, later down the track. How about you, Gary?
Well, I'm super excited for this. I've never been more excited for an animated movie like I am this one, because I love Finding Nemo. It was very heartwarming movie. I recently watched it again. I watched it maybe like 5 or 6 times, and I don't remember any other animated movie that I watched so many times. Maybe Princess Anastasia, but not sure right now. But Dory was my favorite character of the whole first movie because she was so funny. She forgets things in a super funny way, and so she's all about what I'm liking sometimes in comedies, and in funny characters and sweet characters at the same time. So I just can't wait. Just can't wait for this movie. Definitely.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sean, any thoughts on this one?
I love Finding Nemo. I thought Finding Nemo is one of like the best. For when it came out, it was one of the best Disney films, like from Toy Story. After that, I think like Finding Nemo was the next sort of big movie for them. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. And as for this one, I'm definitely not going to check it out in cinema because I don't really tend to watch comedies in the cinema anymore anyway. But I will watch it when it comes out, and I probably will enjoy it. So that's just my thoughts on it. I don't really know much about the story or anything, but if it's anything like the first one, it would be great.
Very cool indeed. Another one, I think, then going on to the next one, that I think Gary might have done a trailer thing on this one, I'm not exactly sure, but it's the Legend of Tarzan.
Oh yeah.
I think you talked about this a little bit, Gary, before. To me, I think maybe on Facebook, but obviously Margot Robbie's in this one, a very famous now Australian actress. Alexander Skarsgård, Samuel L. Jackson, Christoph Waltz is in this, who's just a brilliant actor, from the Tarantino films, and more recently in the new Bond movie. I'm not sure really what to think about it. I do like the Tarzan sort of story with Jane. Obviously, I've seen the animated movie, and there's been really old, I think, Tarzan TV shows back in the day, but I'm not really sure. It looks pretty decent. Like looking at the trailer, it looks something that I might go for maybe at some point. Maybe not exactly on the cinema, but yeah, this looks fairly interesting. I don't really know what to say about it. It's a little bit of interest, and as Alexander Skarsgård's not a bad actor, so yeah. What do you think, Gary, on this one?
Well, yeah, I did like a trailer reaction to this, and I'm totally excited for this movie. It's one of my favorite things growing up, although the previous movies were like with Brendan Fraser, and they were super cool comedies, very funny at that time. And now this is a very serious take on Tarzan. It looks pretty cool overall, like a huge movie. Maybe it's going to have some sense into it. So one of my most anticipated movies, if I have to make a top 10 about this, is going to be definitely in the top 10 for me. And also The Jungle Book.
Yeah, I was about to. I'm going to mention the Jungle Book in a minute. Sean, how about you with Tarzan?
Tarzan, I haven't seen the trailer, and I don't know. It's probably something that I wouldn't be interested in anyway, or especially to go out of my way and like watch. But I'll probably check the trailer out after this and see what it's like. But I don't really have much to say about it. And the same for the Jungle Book. Actually, I've not seen the trailer for that, but I did enjoy the old animated version, so maybe I'll check that out as well.
Yeah, just looking at the new, obviously moving on to the Jungle Book, which also comes out in April. Yeah, pretty good cast though for the voices of the thing. Scarlett Johansson, Bill Murray, Christopher Walken, Ben Kingsley. So it looks pretty decent. I mean, it's probably obviously more of a childish movie, but I really loved Jungle Book. Was probably one of my favourite Disney movies of all time. I really loved the Jungle Book 3, and actually enjoyed the little Sega game. There was a Sega Mega System game I used to play a lot of Jungle Book. That was fun. As I said, like you, I wouldn't be rushing out to see this in the cinema. This might be something I would come across maybe on TV, or maybe I'd see it really cheap in a bin. I might think about it, but yeah, it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to watch for sure. How about you, Gareth, Jungle Book?
Hey, Vince.
Oh,
Hey
Vince
guys,
is-
how's it going?
Oh my man, Vince is here. Yeah, well guys, all to all the people that are watching, another one of my good pals on here, and he hasn't been too often on these live ones because he's been, missing in action, but he is here. This is SirWolfBane, so really looking forward to having him here as well. It's great. Wasn't sure if he was coming on, but really glad that he is here. So,
Yes, sir. I missed you earlier. Facebook
Yeah,
thing because
well,
I've been getting Facebook notifications all day on my computer.
Yeah, I think I know
Sort
who
of
that's
pretty
from.
boring.
Yeah, I think I know who that's from. We won't go into that right now, but yeah, we know who that is. But so we're pretty much going through a lot of our 2016 anticipated movies, but I guess we'll go back to you just for a little bit. Is there anything you are anticipating for Nick this year, as far as movies go?
Oh god, you'll need to remind me what's coming out. I guess
Okay.
the main thing that's really got my eye is Dawn of Justice.
Okay, we might
I
talk about that.
want to go into it, and I'm holding my breath. I don't think it's going to be as good as it can be, but I'm cautiously optimistic, to say the least.
Okay, well you didn't talk about that one. So what's that sort of about? Do you have any idea about what it's about? Because I haven't ever heard of it.
Well, as you
So it's
know,
Batman vs Superman, isn't it?
yeah. As you know, the follow-up to Man of Steel.
Okay.
I love the Dark Knight movies, and of course when they cast Ben Affleck as Batman, I was a bit disappointed, to say the least. I haven't really seen enough in the trailers to know if he's going to be a good Batman or not, but I really want to go see. However, from the trailers again, it's looking like there's too much in the trailers. There's too much in the movie. I thought it was just going to be about Batman versus Superman, but then it's clear that Lex Luthor is creating something else with the body of...
No spoilers, dude.
Yeah.
This is all in the trailer. This is no spoilers, this is all in the trailer.
I think some people haven't watched the trailer though because they don't want to be spoiled.
Well, we don't care. As I said, we said it earlier on that we're talking about trailers as well, so it doesn't matter. Everyone's seen the trailer on that, so who cares?
But yeah, I'm basically
Just in
just
case
going
you haven't seen the trailer, maybe it's better to not say everything in the trailer. But like I said, Zack Snyder did say that that's not all, so maybe we're going to be up for a treat. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that is really not all.
Yeah, like I say, cautiously optimistic. That's where I'm going at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've done. Yeah, so we did talk about Batman. We talked about Captain America: Civil War. We talked about X-Men, Suicide Squad, Rogue One, Star Wars,
Assassin's Creed.
Deadpool, Finding
Dory.
What did you think of Assassin's Creed, Vince? Since you're a big gamer.
As you know, I love the Assassin's Creed, but the fact there's going to be a movie, I know it's going to be bad. Like, I haven't seen any trailers. I know pretty much. I know who's in it, and I know that's all. I know it's going to be bad. It is it's like the law that video game adaptations of movies. Movie adaptations of video games, they suck. Let's be honest. If it was a TV series, it could work. A movie.
Yeah, I think, as I said, there's not been too many movies, if any, have done well from game to movie. Tomb Raider's not too
was
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah, Tomb Raider's not too
Compared to
bad.
the game.
Not for everyone, though.
No. True. I mean, Tomb
Well,
Raider
Michael-
wasn't too bad.
Michael Fassbender, I think, as you said, is pretty involved in the creation of the movie as well. So not only that he's playing the lead, but he is involved with the creation. So maybe, just maybe, this movie is going to be very, very good. I'm just guessing. Not going to throw it out yet. Definitely not. Keep your fingers
I
crossed.
was hoping that they would follow the story in the games, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, no. They're going to create a different story that's connected to the same universe, but not anything from the games won't be taken into much of a consideration, basically.
Because that's a shame. Because I want to see Ezio come to life. Like he's the best assassin ever. I want to see
Yeah.
Ezio.
You'd need like
Yeah,
5
hopefully.
movies to fit this story, though.
That's why I said it should be a TV series.
I agree with that. As I said,
I'll be
you
happy
just-
with TV series as well.
So, Gary, question for you. Are you into the Divergent series? Because there's a new one of those. Or do you
Divergent. I like the movie. I mean, the first one, the second one, but I'm not like a big fan. I just enjoy watching them, but I'm not crazy about them. I do prefer more the Hunger Games, but like I've said in many of my videos, the last one. I mean, not the the finale, but the previous one. It was so awful for me, so boring. Couldn't stand it, and I skipped the finale. So I'm going to watch it on Blu-ray, on demand, whatever. So yeah, I'm so disappointed that I didn't go to the movies to see it. But as a franchise, I prefer the Hunger Games, not Divergent, and not the Maze Runner. So I do like those, but not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm finding there's too many of those same type of movies coming out. Like, yeah, we had Hunger Games, and then we had Divergent, then we had Maze Runner. It's all very, very similar type films.
Very similar, yeah.
Which I'm
It's
getting
annoying.
bored at. Yeah, it's very repetitive. So yeah, I'm not that interested in those sort of ones. But yeah, for all you Divergent fans out there, there's a new one coming out, Allegiant. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the others, so I've got no idea on that. Another one I think might be based on the game. It's called Warcraft 2016. Is that based on the game as well?
World of Warcraft. So the
Warcraft.
biggest MMO.
Yeah, Warcraft. Super big, super huge, super awesome looking movie, definitely. Super
And it's
excited,
got
although I never played the
Ragnar
game.
Lothbrok from Vikings in it.
Oh yeah! He's so awesome. Perfect. Just perfect.
Speaking of Vikings, that's a damn good show.
Oh,
To be honest with you. Really
but as for Warcraft, I'm interested to see it because, let's face it, Warcraft, the game doesn't really have a major great story. It's got just a story. So there's a lot of potential there. But, again, like, I'm not really going to go in there expecting gold.
Yeah,
It's
well,
very
again,
similar to Lord of the Rings as a look, as a feel to it, but kind of bigger even, judging from the trailers at least. So
I don't know, I mean, like, from the trailers, from what I've seen, I think there's just a bit too much CGI. I think that I wish they used a bit more practice. So, yeah.
no, that's not happening.
It'd probably take them like 15 years to make the movie with practical effects, I think.
Oh, look, they did it with Lord of the Rings, and we had Lord of the Rings come out once a year.
Suppose.
True.
There's a lot of CGI also, so it's not like there wasn't any CGI in
Oh
Lord
no,
of the Rings.
of course there was CGI in Lord of the Rings, but if you compare Lord of the Rings to The Hobbit, you'll see that there's a huge more amount of practical effects in Lord of the Rings than there is The Hobbit. A lot of the sets were built. Like you remember Rohan, that city on the mountain. In the middle of that field, there's that city on the mountain. That was actually built. in the 2000s. So, like, and they didn't do that with Hobbit. It was all CGI, and that's what I'm worried about Warcraft. It's just too much CGI.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if it's good, it's going to be, suitable for everything.
Exactly right. The other one that's coming out, I think this is another sequel, is The Huntsman. I think this was the Snow White sort of thing. You know, the first one.
Yeah,
this one's called
absolutely.
Winter's War. So not sure if you're into those ones, but yeah, that's this next one coming out. Chris Hemsworth, Charlize Theron. So yeah, go ahead, Gary.
I'm 100% into that because I love the previous movie, although some people didn't, but apparently most of the people did because they are making a sequel. And I love Charlize Theron in that role. She's so badass and beautiful and just so menacing and controlling and powerful, and it's crazy how she looks in gold. Is wow. And Emily Blunt, her sister, the Ice Queen, everything was so perfect in this movie. The music also of the trailer became like one of my favorite songs. So I can't wait for this. I have to make like top 20 now, maybe, because many of those movies are like one of the most exciting movies that I can ever imagine coming out. So for now, I'm yay.
But we won. They could do a top 10 and a top 10 disappointment as well. Don't forget about that.
Could be too.
Yeah, but that's after we see them, and we haven't seen them, so now we're just talking about the expectations. Like a lot of super awesome movies coming out this year compared to last year. Last year was just like some, but not all of this, like a pile of awesomeness that is going to be in this year.
The other one I'm sort of looking forward to is the sequel of, not sure if you guys have seen it, is Now You See Me. That's the magician thing. There's a sequel of that coming out. We're looking forward to seeing the sequel of that. It was quite an interesting movie, actually, because I remember seeing the first one and going in, really because I was bored that day, so I just went to see the movie in the cinema, and it was actually pretty good. Like, it had a good twist to it. Mark Ruffalo's in it. I think, who else is in it? Jesse Eisenberg, maybe, or something like that. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, I thought so. Did you see it, Sean?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
It's a pretty good movie, man. It's a good magician.
Haven't seen it as well.
You haven't seen it either? Yeah, well, you definitely should see the first one before you see the second, obviously. But so that's one I'm also looking forward to. And of course, the movie, not sure if you've seen the trailer of this, Sean, or probably also hit Sean, maybe, The Ninth Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
No, I haven't even heard of that, actually.
It looks like, it looks like a bit of a, like, what can you say, gangster, crime sort of movie, comedy, maybe a little bit of comedy. I think it's actually an Australian director, Shane Black directed it. So yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
So the guy who did Iron Man 3 and Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, that's right. So not the best movies, but
no, Lethal Weapon's pretty good.
Yeah, true. His Bang Bang is actually pretty decent.
I have to disappear just for a second.
Okay, Gary, no worries.
I'm just going to mute my camera and mic, and I'm going to be back in a second.
Okay, yeah, so obviously me being a pretty big Ryan Gosling fan, I'm really looking forward to seeing him in a new movie. Mind you, it looks a little bit silly, so I prefer when he's more serious and the silent sort of guy like Drive. But yeah, I'm not sure about that.
The poster looks good.
The poster looks good, yeah. True, Russell Crowe's, Do you have any other ones that you know of that are coming out?
Oh yeah, Gods of Egypt. Very excited about this.
Okay, tell me about it, because I don't know anything about it.
Really? You haven't seen the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No.
I have to see it. It's like about the gods of Egypt. I mean, finally not the Greek gods, but the gods of Egypt. And Seth, I think, went crazy and decided to, capture everything for himself. So basically, I think he sends that other god. I have to see which one was it. he blinds him with the one eye, and it's up to like some teenage boy and a girl or something like that to save the world with that fallen god. But who the hell was that god? Oh yeah, oh no, that's the other movie. I'm reading about Snow White and the Huntsman, because it just below Gods of Egypt. Well, anyway, it's just you have to see the trailer. It's like big golden gods fighting, and it looks pretty epic. And I hope that it's not going to be like Clash of the Titans, but something more bigger. And it's actually coming out February 26th. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I just clicked on more movies in 2016, and another one that's coming out, which I really enjoyed. The first one, it was a sort of foreign film, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Sword of Destiny, the sequel to that first one, and I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was filmed here, guys. That was filmed here, by the way. Just saying.
What? Was it filmed in New Zealand, really?
Yeah, it's filmed here in New Zealand.
Awesome.
I heard about it when it was getting filmed here. I knew some people that worked on it.
Well, yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. It was one of my probably favourite horror films of all time. Really loved like the fight sequences and the sort of little bit of slow motion, a little bit like Matrix style, and yeah, it was a really good story. So yeah, sort of keen. I didn't even know they were going to make a sequel. So there's a sequel of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which I didn't know about. So the sequels continue. I think there's going to be another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
Oh yeah, totally.
And
Ice Age. Also, Ice Age Collision Course.
The Harry Potter spin-off and Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, you totally forgot about Doctor Strange.
What is Doctor Strange about?
Oh, it's have you seen like Doctor Strange in the cartoons of Spider-Man? He was there, some storyline with Carnage and Venom.
Benedict Cumberbatch, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a magician, so he's pretty cool. I think this movie has a lot of potential to make the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, even bigger. But it's going to be different, so not really sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
Yeah, and then I just noticed, I'm not sure, Kung Fu Panda 3, more of those animated movies. Oh, of course, Zoolander 2. Any of you guys like the first Zoolander?
Yeah, it was alright. I'll be interested to see what they do with that.
Alright, but not that funny, for me at least.
Yeah, I never was really that into that one at all, so I don't really care about that.
Oh no, it had a few funny moments. I love this. What is this? A hospital for ants?
Yeah, remember that one. Also the computer, like he's got the big monitor and he's like, where's the file? Starts shaking the monitor.
So yeah, it had its moments, let's be honest.
Yeah, as I said, you know me, I'm not huge into comedy, so won't be looking at that too much.
He doesn't like to laugh, he likes to be serious.
Well, I like a laugh, but I'm a dark homer. I'm like American Psycho. I find that funny. Sean knows about that, so yeah.
American Psycho's the best.
Yeah, I'm a dark humor. Like that's bad. Like so Wolf Creek, I find funny. So even though it's not, it's I don't know. I got humor to be honest, but yeah, we won't go into that. But yeah, is any other ones? I can't think of any others in my top of my head.
Well, guys, I actually have to go.
Well, what we'll do is we'll stop and then that's because I don't know if there's any other ones. Is there?
I'm just going through them now just to check if we missed anything. The Jungle Book, actually, we haven't talked about this one a lot, but this is going to be something very, very technologically advanced, and some people like try to explain it, so maybe it's going to be a lot better than Tarzan, but maybe one of those movies like, I don't want to say Avatar, but they're selling it as something really, really big in terms of special effects, because there's not going to be anything real in this movie except the boy, I think. So it's going to be very interesting.
I prefer a real jungle. Yeah. We still have.
It will probably not have a real jungle here, so we'll see how that looks.
I think
Very
there's going to be
curious.
it's going to be Gambit. Are they doing a movie of Gambit? You know, the character of Gambit in the X-Men films, the animated show. There's going to be one of those. Jack Reacher 2 is going to be, which was really good. Oh, Bad Santa 2. Yeah, Bad Santa 2 is coming out.
Oh, don't forget 50 Shades of Black.
50 Shades of Black. Oh boy.
Whatever
Yeah.
that. That's the parody. That's the parody of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I won't be saying that, but as I said, the Bad Santa 2, that'll be a very funny one towards Christmas time. Yeah, I believe Bob Thornton's back in that. Underworld 5, if you're into the Underworld movies.
Oh yeah, I am at least.
One coming out. For me, Magnificent 7, the remake, which is a Western. Matt Steele, I'm not sure what that's about, but I think that sounds like a character. Oh, that's right, they're doing a remake of Ben-Hur as well, so there's quite a few remakes coming in.
Are they really gonna touch that? Is that a movie you're allowed to remake?
Yeah, I know. I actually saw that, believe it or not. It was very, very long movie, but I saw it. It's very interesting and very like classical movie. I don't know how they're going to remake that.
I thought that was a movie that no one would dare to remake, but Hollywood, they need more ideas.
So yeah, I think it's pretty much just like a year. It's going to be another year, as I said, just wrapping things up. Year of superhero movies, a few more remakes, more sequels, and hopefully some more interesting movies that we haven't even necessarily talked about, but maybe a few more surprises. So
There is a movie being made in New Zealand at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's not going to come out this year, though.
Okay.
It's called Ghost in the Shell. Scarlett Johansson. It's based on the anime that called Ghost in the Shell.
I've heard of it. At least.
Yeah. It was a pretty big anime, but so that's getting filmed here. I think that's actually finished though.
Yeah. Okay.
But speaking about movies, it's not movie exactly, but new TV show that's filmed in New Zealand, that is the Shannara Chronicles, and I watched the first 4 episodes, so I totally recommend that if you can see it. It's bigger than Game of Thrones in terms of effects and scope. It's not like so bloody or anything else. It's more like PG-13, but it's very, very big on effects.
PG-13. Now.
It has a lot of blood in it, but it's not something that you can expect from Game of Thrones. There's no sex scenes. There's nothing like that. Just monsters being chopped into pieces, blood, stabbing people.
Is it on Netflix? Is it on Netflix?
No, it's actually an MTV show. You have to see the trailer. It's just so big. You won't believe that it's a TV show. Some of my friends said, like, oh, is that the movie? Is it coming out now? And I'm like, oh, it's not the movie, it's a TV show.
What's it called again?
Shannara Chronicles. It's with 2 N.
I can see it,
Yeah, you have to really check it out.
Okay, well, I guess we'll wrap it up live anyway, because you have to go, Gary. And I think we covered quite a few of the mainstream movies anyway. I think we did quite a lot. And as I said, it was a great pleasure to have you on again for the second time. We're online hangouts anyway. Really enjoyed talking about all these movies. So hopefully we'll all watch them and enjoy them, and we can talk more about them as we do throughout the year. So yeah, thanks for coming on, everyone. Obviously, I'll shout out all your channels. Obviously, guys, whoever's watching, go on to Gary G Reviews and Gary G Gaming. Check out all her content. And what's your other channel, Gary? Your third one?
Xena GK, but that's just for Xena videos, so you may skip that one.
And then Sean, who's GoneHollowMedia, very big into films, and he does some vlogs and things like that. So you go check out his channel, GoneHollowMedia. We have Vince here. He's not making videos at the moment, but there will be a return of SirWolfBane in 2016. So that's maybe another thing we're most anticipating is his return, because he does really good and interesting LPs, video games, and things like that. So hopefully he will return. But yeah, if you can still go on his channel and watch his old videos, so I'd recommend doing that. And I'm MoiveManJase, and I'll be returning next week to do my sort of update videos and a few more reviews and things like that. So thanks for joining me, guys, and hopefully everyone has enjoyed watching. So take care for now.
Thank you, and take care.
See you later.
Yeah.